Hello YouTube, this is just a quick tutorial on how to mod boss animations. I was working with a mod that this guy made. It's called Gale but Harder, and this mod simply uses unused animations. They've done uh, some pretty good job with their animations. Now bear in mind that I have a mod that changes the face and the cape of Gale, so it might not look correctly in DS Anime Studio. So the first thing you need is DS Anime Studio. This is a version that you need to subscribe to get, and whenever you open, first you need to unpack your game, or in this case, you need to download the mod. For me, the files are already there, so I just hit open, and now I can see the animations. I've named all the animations. They don't come like this. I've named them all. All right, I can send you the names of these things, but they're not going to be in your file. They're going to be in a separate text file. I can do that for you. But anyways, so let's look at some of the animations. So this is one animation that doesn't do anything, but I was working with an animation that worked with, yes, the sword pull from the ground. So this animation, you could see that Gale here pulls this sword from the ground. And by the way, this is not a used animation. This is an unused animation. So here he's making a sound, and this one is controlling it. Let me show you why. See, we don't hear the sound anymore. So whenever you hear play sound by Demi Poly, that means that there's a sound playing. Okay, this is the maximum turn speed that Gale has, so he cannot turn in this time. So this is a 0 and this is a 1. So this is from 0 seconds until 1 second. Gale cannot do this, and he cannot rotate. Afterwards, he can rotate with an angle of 220, and afterwards with an angle of 60. I believe these are in degrees. One more thing to notice is that he has a cancel animation, so he cancels the combo if he's in a combo, or he cancels an attack if he's in an attack. And these are, I believe, scripted. I'm not sure about this piece of information, but if you want to force Gale, for example, to continue his animation till the end, you're going to delete these using the delete button. Okay, so yeah, we can see the sound here again, and this is one of the most important things you're going to find when you invoke attack behavior. I'm not sure what these numbers mean, but I'm very sure, and I can see here on the right that this. Actually, let me just mute the sounds because the sound is very loud. So this one corresponds to the hitbox. But bear in mind, these are not, as far as I know, these are not the hitbox radiuses. Okay, if you need to change the hitbox radius, let me show you where you go. You go here. If you need to change the hitbox radius for your character, you go here, attack param underscore PC or underscore MPC. Again, you have to go to open and then data 0. You find this file usually in the directory where the exe file of the game is, and if you don't know how to do that, you go to Steam, right click, manage and browse game folders. You go to game and you find this one. So it's this file, the BDT. It's not the PHD. It's the BDT. Okay, that contains most of the parameters in the game. Okay, I believe they are almost all of them. Okay, so whenever you go here, let's say Gale. I'm going to look for Gale. So I have renamed these Gale kick. So here in this version, Gale has a kick. Let me see where it is. So you can see that he has buff animations, attacks, spinning attacks, attack with a cape. The modder of this, or the creator of this mod, added a kick attack. I can't really find it. I have already. Let me see. No, that's something else. Okay, so There was a kick animation, but I cannot just find it. I'm going to pause the video until I do. So I cannot find the attack, but what I can do is go to Tools and then export all events, and I'm going to export them. Let's say test animation, and I'm going to remove this file. Okay, and I'm going to save it here. It says it already exists, but I just deleted the file. Anyways, so I'll open the file real quick. Now, when you open the file, you can see that it shows you all the events that are associated with the file. So, unfortunately, this program doesn't support searching. I've tried many times. I don't know how this works, because whenever I write here animation and I'm looking for forward, for example, it switches back to parameter value. I don't know what it's looking for. I can't even see parameter value here. So yeah, the search is not really working. So back at the subject. So I have to find this kick. Yeah, so backward kick 1, backward kick 2, vanishing backward kick, quick. Yes, this one. 30-60. Okay, finally. 30-60. Okay, there it is. Okay, so this is the attack. Now, let me show you one thing that you can do. This is a very quick attack, by the way. Let's say that I remove this, invoke attack behavior. Let's see what happens. See, there's no hitbox. So now, when the boss hits me, he doesn't do any damage. Okay. Now, let's say I want to nerf this attack. What I can do is hold the mouse somewhere, click Shift, and right-click. Okay, and something like this is going to show up, do nothing, and my purpose here is to slow down the animation. Like, we have only 4 frames, which is 0.16 seconds. Now, I don't know about you, but I have done a test for the human benchmark. Like, it tests your ability to react to something, and my reaction is 0.2 seconds, which is around 200 milliseconds. So this is really quick. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm going to resize this, and I'm going to change this event to the debug animation speed. And bear in mind that this does not work, and I learned this the hard way thanks to the community. I kept trying and trying, but then I asked the community and they helped me with this. So you have to download something called Hudi Patcher. Now what this does is enable you to use that option. Now if you want to use that option on your player, you are going to set this to 1. And if you want to set this, change these animation speeds for the enemies, you're going to set this to 1. Okay. If you don't do this, it doesn't work. And let's say, and if you're using Mod Engine, for example, now this is Mod Engine. I tell Mod Engine in the end that I'm having this Hudi Patcher. I tried to use it in the end, but it didn't work. So I've removed all the other DLLs, and I kept this one, and now it works. Yeah. And one more thing to have in mind is that it's very important to have this option enabled, so that whenever you save the file from here, whenever you hit save, the animations in the game are all reloaded, or this animation is reloaded. And this applies to the player as well, so you don't have to restart the game. If you don't do this, every change you do here, you have to restart the game. But if you do this, you don't have to, okay? Now, how do we work with this? Now here it says 4.9 frames, so it's taking about 5 frames. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit somewhere, hit right arrow key, and I'm going to drag this to the black line, which is where I'm standing right now. So I'm going to click this, and I'm going to change this from 5 frames, let's say 30 frames. Now 30 frames is 1 second. Actually, that's too much. Let's make it 20 frames, okay, which 20 frames, let's calculate that. So 20 out of 30 is 0.6 seconds. Now this is a very good amount of time, because sometimes you might be in the middle of an animation and this boss attacks you. So it's not just about your reaction time, it's about what you're doing. Like, you could be in the middle of an animation, so we could give the player some relief. Now let's see how the animation will look like, but bear in mind that this setting will not be effective until you go to simulation and you go to here, simulate Dark Souls 3 debug animation speed. I'm going to show you the difference in a bit. So let's play the animation without it. So the animation plays. You can see that it's very fast, and this is not sped up, by the way. This is just the normal speed of this animation. It's crazy. So I'm going to hit debug animation, and you can see that he's doing it very slowly, and then he continues the animation. Now I can see that. Okay, so we can extend it a little bit. No, we can't. It's almost. I don't want the hitbox to be slowed down. I don't want that. Actually, we do have some space, and let's see. What you can do is you can stick these two to each other, and you can zoom in by hitting Control and scroll up, scroll down is going to zoom out. So I can see now the frames. You can see that I had 0, 1, 2, so these are the seconds. If I zoom in a lot, it's going to show me the frames. So now I'm in the middle of the frames, and it's showing me. See, the second the debug animation speed stops, event stops, the attack starts. Now you could extend this a little bit if you want. Like it's going to be like this. So his leg's going to be on the floor, and his hitbox is going to be active. But I don't suggest that you do that. Now I've already talked about the kick. Now what if we want to change the radius? We change it from here. Hit 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not 100% sure what these values do, but I'm very positive that it's in here somewhere. But I think it's this one. Hit 1, 2, 3. So yeah, this is how it works. Now another thing to learn is this, which is something I find interesting. You can see that Gale has vanished, and now he started appearing. So what I've done here, let me show you how the animation originally looks like before I've modified this. So it looks like this, but with my change or my mod, it looks like this. So it's a little bit slowed down. Okay, you can see that there's something called hyper armor. Hyper armor is just giving the boss, I think, infinite poise, so that you don't stun him while he's doing this. You can increase or decrease the period of this. One funny thing about this boss is that he has a death animation, but it's not here. It's in the first phase, so there are 2 death animations for this boss. One of them is not used. Even in the mod, it's not used. This is a combo that the player has, the modder has done. So this is a combo. You can see how it looks like. Actually, this is slowed down. The original animation looks like this. So it's a very fast animation. See, it's a very fast animation, and it happens all of a sudden. And bear in mind that this boss has lots and lots of cancel animations. Actually, not this one. Like, oh, this one doesn't have it. I'm pretty sure there are lots of animations that have canceling. I believe this is one. Yeah. So the modder has changed this, I believe, or maybe it's from the original game, not sure. So whenever he's shooting you, the moment he puts the crossbow in his pocket or he returns it back, he can cancel the animation. And he cancels the animation, he can walk, he can attack, he can make a combo, he can dodge, he can do everything. Okay, so these are the cancel animations, and it's crazy. Like he's very again, this is not the vanilla, this is not the original game. This is a modded version of Gale, thanks to Cyanic99. So yeah. Now before I forget, you can see here I was talking about the shoulder, right? Okay, the shoulder animation. Okay, the shoulder animation. You can see that it's grayed out. That means there's something wrong here. I cannot change anything. I cannot click anything. And the same goes for this. If you scroll down a little bit, you can see that. Well, first, you can see that there's. Oh, sorry about that. So you can see that there's a yellow box in here. If I scroll down, I'm going to find another yellow box. This yellow box is the original animation that box or that animation takes its settings from. So there are kind of clones. I'm not sure why it's done this way, but I do know for a fact that they're cloned, and this one as well. How do you show this up? Well, you hit F3 or you go here and you hit edit current animation properties. Now, if you want to go to the original animation, you just have to hit F4, or you go to referenced event source animation, and that's it. So you go to the original animation if you hit F4. But that, again, that only works if the animation is cloned. Okay, you can see that this is not cloned. This is an original animation. If I scroll down a little bit, I'm going to see another one. This is an overridden original animation, and when this happens, the modder or the developer or whatever, whoever is working on this file, they can change the events here. But if it's cloned, then they can't. Okay. Now, whenever you hit clone, it's going to say change animation type, losing the values you've entered. Yes, because these will all be deleted, and the animations will be taken from the original animation. So this is just an override. You can see this everywhere. Let me show you another example of this. Yeah, the character. Yeah, see 4 zeros. Okay, so I was working on a sword, and let me show you one interesting thing about the swords, about sword animations in here. So whenever you go here to the window and then utility, entity utilities, and then you hit show player equipment editor window, you can go here and you look for a sword. Let's say I'm going to look for the I'm not going to look for the Zweihander. I'm going to look for the Claymore because I already have done something with it. So these two are very important, A25 and A74. Okay, so A25 is the original animations, is the folder or is the file with the original animations, and A74 is the file with the overridden animation. And I'm going to show you what that means in a bit. Okay, so we're going to go to A24. So A25, sorry. So A25, there's A25, and you can see that I have the names of the animations. So this is the two-hand maximum heavy attack. This is a charged attack. Again, this is simulated. The attack looks like this. Originally, it's a very slow attack, but I've sped it up just to use R2. I don't like to use R1 all the time. I actually came from Elden Ring, and you know how it is. In Elden Ring, you use R2, the heavy attack. Anyways, so these are the animations. But if you go to 74 here, 74, you can see that there are other animations. And what the Claymore uses is this. It doesn't use that animation, it uses this one. So this one is a replacement. Now, there's an original animation. Okay, I'm just going to type real quick. So there's an original animation, and there are some replacements, which are called overrides. Okay, I'm typing with my mouse, so bear with me here. So overrides, and these overrides are replacements for the originals. Okay, so you can see that whenever I hit F4, okay, it doesn't work for this. F4, F4. I don't know what's going on here. I'm hitting F4, but nothing happens. Let's wait a second. Okay, this is an original animation. Again, original. Okay, so these are all originals. Okay, so this is a clone. Whenever I hit F4, it takes me to the original animation. And sometimes they look identical. See, this is the animation, and this is the other animation. To me, they look identical, but again, you cannot change this one. You can change only that one. So these are cloned from one another. Another example of this is the sword called the Great Sword. Just the Great Sword. Okay, Great Sword. So A193. 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 Okay, so what is this? Okay, original. Okay, this is cloned. This is cloned. I think you get what I'm trying to say here, right? So these are originals. Actually, this attack is kind of unique to the greatsword. I'm not sure what other swords use this, but yeah, it is unique to this sword. And again, the textures are not shown because I've modded the textures of this file, so they should show up very clearly with you. But yeah, okay, what is this? So I've increased the recovery times. I don't believe this is an attack. This is just a recovery animation or something like that. Or maybe the loading animation. I'm not sure. But anyways, so these are the animations. I'm going to hit F3. Okay, so I'm going to go to F4 and I hit F4 and then this is the original animation. We've already discussed these. These are the cancel animations, when you can dodge and when you can cancel your animation, when you can hit our right hand attack, left hand attack, when you can use these. Okay, they all have different timings. And yeah, so this is mainly how it works. I hope this makes it clear. And by the way, if you don't want to find the movesets from here, and by the way, this shows you the right weapon movesets and the left weapon movesets. And if you don't want to find animations from here, you can always go to Yapt, and then you go to Equip Param Weapon, and then you go to what was it? Okay, it said, I believe it said Override or something. Yeah, Moveset Override category, and above it is the Moveset category. So it's the Moveset category and the Moveset Override category. Again, I didn't come up, so these are 203 and 26. Actually, this is a different sword. Okay, it's going to be a hassle looking for the great sword because when I look for great sword, lots of great swords are going to come up. So I'm going to look for the Claymore. I'm going to compare these two. Let's go to the Claymore again. Okay, the Claymore is already loaded. 25 and A74. You can see here 25 and 74. Okay, these two. That's it, and thank you for watching.